Well, not really. I mean, your phone is definitely watching you, though. So, I mean, that's something. It knows who you are, it knows what you say, what you talk about, knows what you think, and knows what you might think and say next. In George Orwell's 1984, that is the telescreen, which is always watching, which I guess means congratulations, because you and I are both living in a dystopian future society. We just have better Wi-Fi and slightly better clothes. Meet Winston Smith, our main character, truth editor and heretic. His job is rewriting history so that yesterday's lies remain today's facts. Now, despite this, one afternoon he commits the world's most British act of rebellion, journaling. Down with Big Brother, he writes. Now, this is definitely a diary entry that could get him swiftly murdered by the party. Now, let's jump into the themes and symbols in these early chapters. Now, firstly, the telescreen, it's not really for Coronation Street or Love is Blind. It's more a mirror that only reflects obedience. Now, this is where Orwell builds a world where privacy equals crime and thought equals treason. And it's absolutely genius. It's so terrifyingly familiar when you consider the era in which he wrote this. And as for these days, well, we trade our data for dopamine and we call it entertainment. So Winston trades his silence for truth and he calls it a death wish. Enter Newspeak, the linguistic equivalent of a lobotomy. Now, if we strip out adjectives, we erase nuance, et voila, no one can complain because they literally lack the words to express themselves. Now, Orwell's brilliance is showing that grammar isn't harmless. It's basically political engineering. Control vocabulary and you can control the possibility. Just imagine every essay marked vague or full of waffle, thank you, Mrs. Clements, by your teacher is basically the start of totalitarian collapse, which is pretty dramatic. Now, Winston isn't a hero. He's the last man trying to feel something genuine. His diary is less Dear Diary and more Dear God, is anyone real? Where are the hobnobs? Now, Orwell captures that awful paradox. The more you think, the lonelier you actually become. In Oceana, the connection itself is rebellion, and that's why this has to die. Now, here's your school exam level cheat code. Every single symbol in 1984 loops back to control. The telescreen symbolizes the control of sight. Newspeak symbolizes the control of language. And the diary symbolizes the control of thought. So if you trace that pattern in an essay, you sound like you've swallowed an examiner's handbook. But more importantly, you'll understand the real horror of this book, because when the mind police arrive, they don't kick down doors. Well, they do kick down doors, but then they edit the dictionary. And this is key. Just imagine calling your teacher a dictator, and the next day, the word has been written out of the English language. Try Winston's life for one day, just one day. No phone, no socials, no surveillance. If you make it past lunch, you are freer than 99% of modern Oceania. But I mean, who am I kidding? You're not going to put your phone down. Of course you're not. Why would you? It's fascinating and wonderfully fun. But thank you for listening. And remember, you can grab the worksheet from this chapter in our Jool Literature Workbook right below. So just check the description. It's packed with all kinds of juicy good stuff like vocabulary, essay prompts, and some interesting questions that we didn't have time to roast on screen. Also stay tuned, because next week we're going to dive into part 2, all about the mechanics of oppression, part 3, which is dangerously romantic, and part 4, which is where everything collapses absolutely beautifully. Now, I will see you then if Big Brother hasn't blocked the channel and I haven't been vaporized.